Eating whole foods plant-based or just a healthy diet in general on vacation is challenging enough without having to worry about what the heck do you pack for the trip. How do you prepare for this kind of event? So I'm going to show you a real life example of how I prepare for an upcoming vacation with my friends who do not eat whole food plant-based on any level. So I'm going to start with some kitchen equipment that might be helpful on your trip. And then I'm gonna go into the preparation itself, like what kind of foods you can bring along, and then any shopping essentials. So like any grocery shopping essentials that might be helpful while you're on vacation or as you're preparing. And some things that might be helpful for you to think about when planning your next vacation. All right, so let's prepare this food so I can get going. I'm actually meeting these guys an hour and a half away, and then we're carpooling together. So I'm a little behind, so forgive me if this video is a little rushed. Ooh, new pressure cooker for the trip tomorrow. This is a 3-quart. I got it particularly to travel with. So now I don't have to take a slow cooker, a rice cooker. I just take my Instant Pot. How cool. Super lightweight and easy to take on an airplane or on a road trip. Comes with instructions and the cord, obviously, but this is cool. It has a whole list of all of the, not all of the, but lots of major veggies, and then down here you have your grains, and your beans, and your lentils. Just some approximations. Like, let's see here. Oatmeal, steel cut oats, 3 to 5 minutes. Now, given it's gonna take time with the pressure building and releasing and such, but when I cook it in my slow cooker, it takes 8 to 10 hours. So, pretty cool. Can't wait to use this bad boy tomorrow. Travel size pressure cookers are great for staying on top of your dietary goals while you're traveling. So for this particular trip, I'll be using the 3-quart pressure cooker to cook my oatmeal in the morning, as well as any sweet potatoes I feel I'll need in addition to the other meals I'm going to be bringing on this trip. I always pack way too much food because I feel like it's better to be prepared than to run out and get super hungry and be stuck eating something that you'd otherwise rather just not eat in the first place. So some things that the pressure cooker can do is it can slow cook, it can saute, it can make yogurt and rice, as well as beans, meat if you prefer. It cooks soup, and it even steams. So you can cook virtually anything in this tiny little 3-quart pressure cooker, and it will come out tasting amazing. All right, moving on to some of the other particular foods that I packed for this trip. In this picture, you can see in the top left corner a giant container of beans. Now, these I also prepare in the pressure cooker, and to be perfectly honest, I have never tasted beans that are more delicious than the ones that come out of a pressure cooker. I don't know what the difference is. Canned beans don't even come close, but you gotta try it to believe me. So I will be bringing plenty of beans for my salad topping, as well as any other meals that I want to include some legumes with. And then in this lower right hand portion of the picture, you can see the grain mixture that I'll be bringing with. These are also leftovers. This is some quinoa and vegetables that my daughter decided she didn't want to finish, and there's also some sorghum, as well as red lentils in this container. This will provide the bulk of my protein for my trip. I'll also be packing some leftover salad because you see I have a lot left in this batch prep that I made several days ago that will definitely not get eaten by my boyfriend and my daughter while I'm gone. And honestly, I cannot picture a day without salad, without fresh greens. It would just ruin my vacation. So I'm gonna get this ready right now. So I'm gonna grind up some fresh whole flaxseed to go on my salad because it's so important to get those omega-3s. I mean, not just as a vegan, but in general. So I'm just using this coffee grinder to grind up my seeds. Okay guys, I would link this below, but I'm not a fan of it, to be perfectly honest. So I'll link a different one. So I'm just gonna put about a tablespoon and a half of flaxseed in my salad. So I just learned recently that it's really important to grind your own flax. Yes, it's super convenient to buy ground flaxseed, but the thing about omega-3s is that they are highly oxidative. They're highly susceptible to things like light, air, and heat. So if you expose them to any of those things, you will not get the beneficial components that are found within them, like the fatty acids that we are trying to obtain from consuming them in the first place. So you always want to grind up your own flax and chia. I'm gonna be so late for this trip. I'm also gonna grind up some chia seeds right away for my oatmeal. I typically eat about a tablespoon and a half of each flax and chia per day to make sure I get those ALAs, those omega-3 fatty acids. Obviously, being a vegan, I don't eat fish, so that's where most people would get their ALAs. Or you can take supplements. A note on that, fish actually get their omega-3s from the algae in the seawater. So you can go ahead and get your supplements from an algal-based supplement as opposed to fish oil supplements, which are really gross. They're much cleaner and much better for you because they don't have those biological components in them. Real quick, I wanted to mention to make sure to take a B12 supplement before or during you're on vacation, depending on how many days you're going to be on vacation, because you're going to need this every day. But when you're taking a high microdose like I am, this is 1,000 micrograms, you only need it 2 to 3 times a week. So don't forget to pack that if you're strictly vegan. So now I'm just going to add some seasonings real quick to these salads. I have some crushed red pepper flakes. And here's some cumin. Cumin goes great on just about anything. Then I have some nutritional yeast. You can be fairly liberal with this stuff. So many beneficial components in these tiny condiments. Ground turmeric, for instance, is great for DNA repair. Let's see. I typically use about a half teaspoon per day, at least. Sorry, I'm talking way up here, but I'm seriously running late. All right, here's some onion powder. Maybe, I don't know, half teaspoon. I like a lot of flavor on my salads. And then garlic powder, about another half teaspoon or so. And with turmeric, you always want to add some black pepper, at least a couple kernels. So this will exponentially increase the ability of your body to absorb and take in the turmeric. And lastly, I believe, unless I'm forgetting something, I'm gonna add some cayenne, but not too much because this will seriously ruin your salad. maybe a quarter of a teaspoon of cayenne, not too much. All right, we got our salads, we've got our grains and beans, we've got our condiments, almost. Our dressing, and then I want to bring some cinnamon, a little bit of ginger, nutmeg, ground cloves, and allspice for my breakfast. Maybe a quarter teaspoon each day. Apparently you don't want to add too much of this stuff because it can be toxic in larger doses, things like cinnamon and nutmeg. I had no idea until I read Dr. Greger's How Not to Die. Excellent book. I totally recommend it. As well as his How Not to Diet. I talk about that book a lot in this channel. And then the ground cloves. All right, that's it for seasonings. Cool, we're on our way. I should probably take this B12 before I forget. I'm gonna add about 2 cups of this oatmeal. Sorry, I have to concentrate. 3, 4, okay. So this will usually last my family the whole week, so I'm just bringing extra, like I mentioned, in case my girlfriends want some. I'll be making this in my handy little Instant Pot. Don't forget the measuring cup. Okay, so far we have the salads, oh, right there. The salads, the grains, the beans, the omega-3s, the seasonings, I'll get my finger out of there. The dressing and the oats. So we have breakfast and lunch so far. Now let's work on this fruit salad. All right guys, again, I love this Global Yukon. I will always link it below in my videos because it has been such a lifesaver for years. So I'm just gonna use this to cut up my fruit real fast. Fruit salad is such a great go-to when it comes to social events because it's so easy to put together and everybody loves fruit. So I literally just am grabbing whatever was available in my fridge and my pantry and mixing it up. Nothing to it. Eating healthy doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to eat a different recipe for every night of the week. That's not how most people operate. People tend to have about 13 different recipes, like their go-tos, and then they'll just vary those throughout the weeks and months. It's the same way with plant-based eating. I have the same basic recipes that I eat in different variations over and over and over and over. It's just my preference. All right, I'm running out of time, so I'm just gonna toss these grapes in here. Whole. I would normally have them, but today this is what we're doing. Improvise. That's what cooking's all about. Not big on recipes. The acid from the oranges will actually protect the apples from oxidizing too much, so bonus. One thing you do not want to put in fruit salads is bananas, unless you're going to eat it immediately, because those get really nasty, really mushy. Nobody wants mushy bananas in their fruit salad. I'm going to squirt a little bit of lemon on here, just to give it a little flavor and make sure those apples don't oxidize. That's when they turn all brown and gross. And no, I'm not big on moving other people's food around with my hands, but for the sake of time management and the fact that these girls have known me a very long time, I think they'll let this one slide. Obviously, you'd want to prepare this in a bigger bowl to mix it better. All right, guys, there it is. Fruit salad in under 10 minutes. Grapes, oranges, and apples. Last but certainly not least, I'm gonna cut up all of this broccoli and carrots, and we'll be on our way. Again, I'm not a huge fan of plastic, especially this kind, but these are really, really nice space savers. So when you're doing things like traveling, they really come in handy, so don't judge me. All right, guys, that's good enough for me for now. So what can you take from this video? Basically, preparing for a healthy vacation is not impossible. It's actually incredibly doable and simple. Get some traveling storage containers, get yourself an Instant Pot, I'll link that below, and your vacation will be hassle-free and you'll still be eating healthy. So if you want to see some more strategies that I use to prepare and to actually go on vacation, make sure you check out that video here. And if you want to see the rest of this girls' weekend, make sure you check out this video. And as always, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!